Hello and welcome to Let's Talk CNA Show, a show for CNAs by CNAs. I'm your host Wendell, and this is my lovely co-host Angel.
Hello, and we are here at the AHCA Arizona Healthcare Association Headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yay, yay!
And today we will be talking about associations. And we are Arizona, and we have our own association, and it's been established since 1997.
That's right, Angel. And our special guest today, and I hope I don't butcher his last name, is Dave Papel.
All right.
Well, Angel, are you ready to start the show?
I sure am.
Well, in that case, let's have a conversation.
Let's have a conversation.
Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation.
Let's talk CNA. Let's talk CNA. Let's talk CNA. Okay. Let's have a conversation.
All right, good, Dave. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And so, as you know, we have what we call a $1 million segment. And your $1 million question comes from 75 CNAs that wanted to know what's the difference between ACHA and ACHA.
That's a good question. They both have the same initials, AHCA. We have different websites. We have American Healthcare Association, which is one AHCA, and then we have us, which is Arizona Healthcare Association.
Okay.
And the difference is right here. We got the cactus,
Right.
So, and for all intents and purposes, we deal with state issues, so state regulations, state licensing, state reimbursement, everything having to do with the state of Arizona, we deal with. Whereas on the national side, they get to deal with CMS, they get to deal with the big regulations and all that good kind of stuff.
They mess with the big boys.
but we're a federation model, so Arizona Healthcare is a member of American Healthcare Association. So so it works out. You know, we're partners.
All right.
We just happen to have the same name.
All right.
Or at least the same acronym.
Right,
I was about to say, I know about 11 years ago, I guess, I was curious myself. I'm like, American Healthcare Association, Arizona Healthcare Association, what's the difference? So when they posed this question, I thought that was a good $1 million question.
And then you got the Alabama healthcare, and you got Alaska healthcare, Arkansas healthcare.
See, there you go.
You know, it's like, okay. So we've all got, like, if you look at our website, it's AZHCA, whereas HCA National is AHCA.com. And you have .coms, .orgs, you got all sorts of different ones.
All right. Sound good.
Yeah, so that's the difference.
All right.
Yeah.
So I hope that answered you guys' questions, and we want to thank Dave for clarifying that for us.
Thank you, Dave.
So Dave, if you would, tell us a little about ACHA and what does it mean for CNA?
Sure, yeah. Well, anytime you belong to or are employed by a long-term care facility, they're probably members of the Arizona Healthcare Association. So we are a statewide not-for-profit association, similar to American Healthcare, similar to NACA, similar to any of the other groups that you might belong to. But we represent the long-term care facility in that we're trying to increase workforce, we're trying to increase reimbursement, we're trying to tamp down some of the regulatory pieces and different things like that, or just figure out some of those regulatory pieces. So as CNAs, when you're in the building and you see, man, why in the heck do we have to do it this way? Why do we have to fill out this piece of paper? Well, it's probably something that we had to touch, a year, 2, 5 years beforehand, and the state or the feds coming in and saying, well, you got to do it this way. And we're like, wait a second, you know what that's going to do? So we provide that different perspective. And a lot of times we call on CNAs, RNs, administrators, owners, operators, all sorts to help us go down to the state capitol and say, you know what kind of burden this is going to be on us? Or there's an easier way to do it. Because we always want to be the solutions folks. We always want to, they have a problem, we want to help them figure out a solution. That's pretty much what we're here to do, and band together in one voice.
Wow, that's awesome.
And and I know, because I was one of them, I'm not originally from Arizona, so when I was introduced, to ACHA, I was curious to what was my role as a CNA, with the association, so it was just something totally different than where I was from. It's like they didn't involve CNAs in anything. It was just this is what it is. We're not telling y'all where it come from. We're not
Right.
telling y'all
This is
why
just
this,
the way
why
it is.
that.
Yeah. Whereas we're a little bit different. We're committee structured, so we want everything that, I mean, the good solutions come from you all. I mean, let's face it. You know, if I gave you all a problem that the state is looking at, you'd be going, that's not a problem. Here's how we fix it. It's real easy. The hard stuff comes in when they get either CMS or the state coming down and they say, you got to do it this way, and there's no way, shape, or form that you could actually perform it that way, or it doesn't make sense. You know, it's like, come on, can't we? So we help provide that input, and we help provide you all the avenue for the input to make it easier, hopefully.
We thank AHCA for that. It's so
Good job.
There's just so many things, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Good job.
It's crazy.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So Dave, what is the relationship between AHCA and NACA?
So saw you at the national, the NACA convention in Arkansas. Had a good time.
Yes, we did.
We have a real close relationship, and that really goes back, probably 15, 20 years,
20 years.
between Lori Porter with NACA and Kathleen Collins-Pagels, my predecessor. She was here for 18 years, and they created an alliance or a partnership. And basically what that does is that puts NACA on our dues invoices so that we try and push out to the members, our long-term care facilities, to sign up for NACA membership.
Oh, okay.
So that works out pretty well. So, you know, we get half, somewhere 60% of our members signing up automatically sign up just through an annual dues invoice. So it works out pretty good.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I want to give a shout out to Lori Porter and Kathleen Pagels.
Lori.
What's up?
Kathleen.
You just missed Kathleen too. I was like, you don't want to stick it out. She goes, no, I have another appointment. I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, you could have
catch her
been with
next
this.
Yeah, we love
exactly. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Dave. Building on that, could you tell us more about the AHCA Academy and its purpose?
Sure. So we have a Care Force Academy. So we call it the HCA Care Force Academy. We take 12 CNAs. It's an application process because we don't have all the room in the world, and we don't have the bandwidth to do this for hundreds of people.
Right.
So it's either a self-nomination or your administrator might nominate or whatever. But it's a leadership program that those CNAs, and you guys know them from being around the business for so long, those that really show an intensity for long-term care, really want to be involved and all that good kind of stuff, we put them into the Care Force Academy. It shows them what other CNAs are doing. It shows them, well, we take them down to the Capitol. It says, okay, you know, here's how the soup's made. You know, we do different things like that. And it's a 9-month process, and it really goes through what it takes to be a leader, and it reinforces some of that stuff that's already in them to say, okay, we know we want to be a leader. How do we do it? You know, that type of thing. So it's a reinforcement program. It's an education program, and we only take 12. So it's pretty intense.
Okay. So is this a program that you do once a year or every quarter?
So they do 5 or 6 classes throughout a 9-month period with a graduation, so to speak, at the AHCA annual convention.
Okay.
So over in Talking Stick, we'll be in Talking Stick in 2020, and we have an opening session. During opening session, we honor the Care Force Academy. We also have a leaders program from the Arizona Healthcare Association that looks at administrators and those folks. So same thing from the CNA side we do on the administrator side.
All right.
So 10 to 14 folks somewhere in there and get them involved in things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great program.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun too.
I hadn't had the opportunity to participate in it, but I'm fully aware of it, and I hope to have parts of it someday.
Oh, yeah.
Throw your application in there too. We'll take
That's
you.
what I do. I put in my application.
Put in your application. So, Dave, are there any new changes that directly affect CNAs?
So we have the requirements of participation coming up.
Okay.
There's several big things to the requirements. One is the QAPI. They don't like, CMS doesn't like people saying QAPI. You know, it's like, you won't say QAPI. That's like, yes, I will. You know, QAPI is a big one. Person-centered care is all part of that, you know,
awesome.
quality and things like that. With the ROP as well is infection prevention. That directly impacts CNAs.
Yes.
I mean, that is a huge piece of what you all do.
It
because you see people every day, you're working with them one-on-one, It's a huge, infection control is a huge part.
It is.
And that's a huge part of the ROP. So that's really what's coming down here between now and November 28th is when the phase 3 kicks in. But then in future years, as they keep building on top of that. So,
And that's a show me and Angel did, what, about 3 years ago, I think?
3 years ago?
oh yeah,
About 3
yeah.
years ago.
During
West
right
Coast.
before phase 1, probably.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So we forewarned everybody that it was coming.
we
So
did.
here it
There
comes.
it is.
November 28th is round 3.
Here it comes.
November 28th.
That's right.
Get
Good
ready.
Big time.
So Dave, we have a big question.
Uh-oh.
What inspired you to become who you are?
Oh man, that is a big question. Did you warn me on that one? So as a kid, my mom and dad were older. All right, I was more of the surprise of the family.
Okay.
You know, I think my dad was 49 and my mom was 42 when they had me. And so growing up with older parents, you get to deal with a lot of different things. And being the baby of the family, you get to deal with them in a different perspective. My dad was always into, of course, working hard and ethics and all that good kind of stuff. But one day he ran for office.
Oh, wow.
For small town mayor.
Oh,
and he
wow.
lost.
Wow.
But I got to do
But he
that
did
whole
it.
thing, and it kind of gave me the fever for wanting to run for office and stuff like that. Next thing I know, I'm into association work.
Okay.
Next thing I know, 14 years ago, I get a call from another friend of mine in Illinois, and there's this association job that comes open. Well, about the same time, my mom and dad are aging. So going through the same process with them and trying to figure all that out. My mom right now is 95 years old.
Oh, wow.
She's living in an assisted living, and she's doing fairly well. But there's all that stuff that goes along with it, and it's so doggone confusing. I mean, in October, we're in open enrollment month for Medicare. Go ask somebody what that means.
Nobody
know,
knows.
right?
You look at those forms and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this?
You'll be like,
Well,
I guess I'm supposed to sign right
yeah,
here.
exactly. And you don't want to, but
Yeah.
you know, on the other hand, so that's kind of become my passion. It's like, you know, I see what's going on over here, and I see what they're trying to get done here. I just want to marry the two up.
There
You know, so it's kind of fun for me.
Right.
You know, it's kind of silly for other people, but still, it works. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, well, you know, and I can understand that because I got in the field originally. You know, I didn't do it to be a CNA. I did it to move on up the ladder. You know, in healthcare.
Right.
But I'm still here in this profession. But I did it because of my grandparents. You
Right.
know, my
Right.
grandmother was had a good experience in long-term care. I mean, my grandfather had a good term in long-term care.
Yep.
My grandmother, her term was a little different. She, you
Yep.
know, she had some issues, and that's really what drove me to be who I am today.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so I understand where you're coming from.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, not too
Well,
bad.
that's your whole purpose.
It is.
You're in purpose.
Give it up to Dave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Dave, is there any last words?
You know, I appreciate you guys doing this. I think this is great.
Thank you.
I think we need to get the word out there more on different things that are going on, not just on the CNA front, although that's huge. I mean, as you know, we've got a huge workforce issue,
Yes.
not only in this state, but across the country. And we're trying to get more people involved in being a CNA and being a healthcare worker all the way around. I mean, I don't care if you want to work, you know, direct care worker in Arizona, if you want to be an AL caregiver, whatever. We have this huge hole to fill, and it takes folks like you getting the word out to different people to say, you know, that's not a bad job. Maybe I could go do that.
Yeah,
you know?
this is a big
I
need.
mean, I can't do what you all do. There is no way I could do what you all do, and I congratulate you for doing it. I congratulate all of you for doing it, because if it came down to me, I wouldn't be able to get it done. So I really appreciate what you're doing. On the other hand, we need to have more people involved. We need to get more people in this. We need to get the pay increased. We need to do all sorts of different things.
Yes,
And I think this is one piece of it.
All right.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe let's talk CNAs and Arizona Healthcare, or AHCA can collaborate on something, and
Exactly.
we can
It
bring
sounds
them
like
on
a
in.
plan.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a great profession, so don't shy away from it. I mean, you get a lot of joy. If you got a heart, you will enjoy this profession. I guarantee you that.
We always say it's mission-driven work.
Yes, it
You
is.
got to have the mission in your head in order to be able to fulfill the duties of your job.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, You know, you're better off going to work over at McDonald's or going to work as work at Target or do something like that. You know,
Right,
because you'll fail in this position if you don't have the mission-driven work.
That is
And
true.
you know, doing this profession is all about customer service, serving people and having compassion. So what better way to do customer service than, you know, having compassion towards your fellow man. So we want everybody to, you know, be a part of being a CNA, a healthcare worker, because it's really rewarding and it helps our whole world. So please come and join us.
Well said. Well said. Well, Dave, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Wendell.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks,
Thank
Angel.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Well, Wendell, we have an amazing show today.
We sure did, Angel. And I would like to leave you with this thought from an unknown author. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending.
Wow, Wendell, that was the point.
I know,
right?
I like that. I like
that one. Well, we need you guys to check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
That's right. And we would like to thank our special guest, Dave, Executive Director of Arizona Healthcare Association. And we want to thank you for watching the show. And we'll see you next time on Let's Talk CNAs, where knowledge is empowerment. Peace.